Today we're going to be playing a very interesting JUND Landfall deck. Now this deck is particularly interesting because of two very unique cards that we're going to be playing. We've got Nissa and Valakut Exploration. Now the Exploration is going to allow us to get a lot of card advantage while dealing passive damage to our opponent's face throughout the game. And Nissa is going to be able to reanimate our creatures from our graveyard or cast a free creature from our hand with its -5 ability, which is very easy to do with its landfall triggers. We've also got things like Ancient Green Warden, which is going to double all of our landfall triggers, but also allow us to play lands from our graveyard, which is excellent with things like Evolving Wilds because we can continuously replay it every single turn, getting double triggers. We've also got things like Shigeki and Tanuki, which also have abilities attached to them, allowing us to put extra lands on the battlefield and also fill up our graveyard as well, which is pretty nice because we also run things like Corpse Explosion, which, you know, sweeps the board by allowing us to exile a creature from our graveyard and dealing damage converted from its power to the rest of the board. It's a very complicated landfall deck, to say the least. I'm sure there's plenty of misplays in this video that I didn't even notice that I did, so bear with me on that. I try to bring you guys a new unique deck, you know, every single day, and I'm still growing as a player, so bear with me. I'm trying to grow every single day, but I'm sure there's going to be misplays in today's video. I just hope you guys can enjoy it for what it is, which is a pretty awesome and creative deck list. And there will be a full deck breakdown at the end of today's video, so stick around for that. And there's a link in the description below for the full deck list. And if you guys enjoy content just like this, don't forget to get the video a like and a subscribe. It goes a very long way, and those are both two free ways to help support the channel. But with that being said, guys, enjoy the games. Peace. Be sure to check out the new Swayze shop that just went live. Get yourself a really cool community-inspired t-shirt, all while helping support the channel. Links to the shop will be down below in the description. And with that being said, enjoy the games. Peace. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we have a very interesting deck built all around Nissa today. It's going to be a JUND build, and it's going to focus heavily on the land mechanic, landfall in particular, thanks to Nissa's landfall mechanic. And we went ahead and changed our avatar over to Nissa today because it's all about that planeswalker today. I love the card. I think it's a fantastic card. And I think it has a lot of value, but it is really hard to find a place and a home for that card. And so today's deck, I think, does a pretty good job of doing that. We paired it with things like Valakut, and we've also got the Ancient Green Warden. And there should be some really good infinite type loops, not infinite, but very high value loops that we can get from all those cards combining themselves together. But yeah, we played a couple of games with this deck already, kind of going back and forth, but I think I've got it dialed in now to a point where we should be winning a lot more than we lose here today. So let's give it a shot. We're at the bottom of Platinum, nothing to lose. Let's go. New rank, new season. Today is literally the first of the month for me when I'm recording this, but you guys will probably see this on Friday. All right, opponent plays out an Ascending Spirit, which is going to be a pretty tough card to beat with our hand, because our hand's a bit slow here. I didn't expect to draw a second Green Warden off the top there. That was not exactly what you want to see. All right, opponent plays out a Stowaway. These aren't even Snowlands. What? Okay, those aren't even Snowlands. That's strange. All right, we're definitely going to get in the Shigeki here. I think the Shigeki is going to, you know, hit us an additional land, which will be super helpful to ramping up to the Green Wardens, also ramping into our Stomper being able to attack and block. So we're not too concerned about the Spirit thing, because the Spirit can't even ascend without the Snow permanence. So I think maybe they just built this deck and didn't realize the lands that they chose for it. I've been there. I've been there. I've built decks where, you know, you needed a certain mechanic to happen with certain cards in your deck, and you forgot to add those cards. It's been a thing before, for sure. All right, getting the Shigeki to block and then get us an additional land here could be really good, because we can then use a pretty solid explosion if we get something into the graveyard. But the Stomper can find us a black source. This could also find us a black source though. So I'm going to go with the Shigeki play here. I'm going to pass the turn, allow it to stay nighttime. Not that I could do anything about that anyways. They're going to start drawing some cards here. Fairy Vandal. And both of these are unblockable. I may just want to do it now, but I'm gonna wait. They can't exactly stop Shigeki's ability with the counter spell, so it doesn't matter. I'll just do it anyways on their end step. Ledger Shredder. Okay, they better hope they have a counter, because I am gonna sweep the board here if I find a black source and a good creature in the yard. But again, I probably made a mistake here by not playing the Evolving Wilds, to be honest, to guarantee that we hit the black source. We kind of made the probability and odds of us hitting what we need a little bit smaller by doing so. Down to 15 though. Not the end of the world. Hopefully they use some sort of spell against Shigeki here. Maybe, I don't know why they would, but if they try to bounce it or something, we can then in response, and that way they use up more mana. But there's no way they will. Yeah. Come on, swamp. It is a swamp, and we do get some creatures in the yard. Oh, that's so perfect. All right. That works out great. That works out fantastic. They definitely have something though, right? I mean, they have to. I would imagine they have to have something here. But we're gonna try. We're gonna try to do a corpse explosion here, clearing the board out. Nice. Shigeki played its role brilliantly. Gonna go ahead and sack this. We actually got the board cleared, which is wild. I didn't expect that to actually hit, but it did, and we're here, so let's go. All right, we got 4, 5. So we just need one more land here to get out the Ancient Green Warden, and we're in business. Nice. And that's a lot of damage. So, you know, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna full send here because they didn't have a counter for the corpse, which means they probably don't have one in general, because if they did, okay, they do. Why would they not play that though against the corpse explosion? That's the thing, right? Oh well, we have a backup either way, so it doesn't really matter. Plus Shigeki can get it back too, so there's ways there's ways around it. All right, well, we can kind of race this with the Stomper. Maybe the Stomper is the move here, and then Shigeki can come down too. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna skip the Green Warden play just because if they have another Make Disappear where we have to pay mana to keep our things from not resolving, I'm gonna go ahead and just play out the safer play here, which is the Stomper. Essence capture. All right. I think this is going to be a good explosion, and I'm only saying that because the odds of them having a counter spell as their last card in hand is pretty low, especially because they didn't counter the corpse explosion last time. But they do have a slip out the back, so that'll work just fine. But they are now exposed. They're now exposed. But the problem is they have the ability to draw cards a bunch, but we did cast 2 spells that turn, so it does go back to daytime. Very tricky game, man. These tempo decks, man, they're so hard to beat. Let's see what card they lose here. Ledger Shredder, love that. All right, let's go ahead and let's Shigeki back one of these. Let's drop one of these. And now we don't have to worry about that anymore. I'm going to actually hang on to this land here. There's a good chance we draw into something like a Nissa, and the land will make it, make it to where we can ult potentially. So I'm going to hang on to it. All right, this has reach, which is fantastic. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's thin out the deck here, gain a bit of life. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Hopefully they make the mistake of attacking into us and they don't read that it has reach here. That'd be hilarious, but I doubt that's going to happen. Oh, man. Feeling pretty good so far. This deck that we're up against, though, man, being mono blue tempo is not a fun deck to play against. All the counter spells that you have to anticipate on getting hit with or not getting hit with. It's a gamble every time you play a card, which is it's tough, man. Essence Capture is a fantastic card, man. I love this card so much, but never really sees too much play. All right, Shigeki. Shigeki can get us back something here. Another Corpse Explosion maybe. But if we do a Corpse Explosion, yeah, we could actually do that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do another Corpse Explosion. Let's take care of the board state here. And we get rid of the Warden. It's only got 5 power, so it's not going to actually kill the other Warden here. We get in for 5, and now we've got a really good board state. The only problem I have here is our opponent and us, we both have nothing in hand. They just don't know it yet. All right, then we do draw into something better than a land, though, thank goodness. Let's just thin the deck out completely to where only top decks are going to be absolute bangers. Absolute bangers. Just keep thinning the deck out as much as we can here. Keep on thinning it out. Smack them for another 5. They're down to 10. We gain 3 life next turn, putting us back at 18. And from there, I think we just kind of win the game. We haven't even drawn like any of our win cons. We needed to find our big stuff, man. The Phylath would have been nice. We had a lot of the big creatures, but we've used them up for the Corpse Explosion. Shigeki really pulled its weight this game, that's for sure. Being able to get our explosions back. Valakut, Exploration 2, not showing up in this game, which is kind of weird. Looks like they might be upset. We'll see. I hope not. They have 1 card in hand. They've got, you know, only one thing they can do. But I hope you guys are enjoying today's video, man. It should be a lot of fun. Obviously, this first game being against Mono Blue, tempo a little bit more difficult to play against, honestly. Just, again, you got to make a lot of guesses and judgment calls on whether or not they're holding on to counters or not, and what you're willing to, you know, allow to resolve and not resolve. It can really screw up the tempo of your game. Hence the name tempo, but yeah, it's hopefully we get a little bit better of a match next turn. We'll see. All right, a little bit of a rinse repeat action here. Little bit of rinse repeat here. Make disappear. There's their last card. It wasn't exactly a banger, so GG's to our opponent there, and we'll take the dub. Let's go on to the next one. That was a good one, man. That was a good one. I'm really excited. This is the first time I'm recording with a new SSD memory card on my computer. My computer's memory has been maxed out forever, and we've been trying to record videos and having to delete other things off my computer for like the last 2 months, because I've been dreading to put this thing into the computer. I just don't know a lot about computers, and we did it today. I threw that thing in there today, and you would think I was trying to do brain surgery, man. It was so easy too. It's such an easy thing to get into the computer, but the problem I was having when I got the freaking memory card into the computer is that when I turned it on, I couldn't see it anywhere. So I still was lacking all the memory, and I didn't know what to do to get it to appear. It took forever to find somebody on YouTube who actually had the same problem. I don't know if you guys ever troubleshoot on YouTube. Sometimes it is hit or miss, man. Some people just don't have the same problems you do, and you feel like you're out of options. All right, so we got a really good hand here, by the way. Shigeki hopefully surviving 1 turn here and allowing us to fill up the graveyard a bit. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. This is big time. This is big time. Pass the turn. Fill up the graveyard a bit for the explosion just in case we need it. I doubt we're going... Well, we might need it, actually. They might have some pressure here. If they're like a zombie traditional kind of a build, we'll see. Activate. That's the one we needed. And we find no value in the graveyard, unfortunately. Only stuff we actually kind of needed. And Nissa is interesting here. I like Nissa here. I like Nissa here. It might not be the move, but we'll see. Nissa's gonna get a lot of loyalty here, but I'm afraid of, you know, kill planeswalker type spells off the rip. All right, let's do this first, just in case they do target. Just in case they do target Nissa. We're gonna get a lot of value here, though. Yeah, they have something for Nissa here. Either that or they have some sort of sacrifice tool like Deadly Dispute. Oh, that's so unfortunate, man. We were gonna get a lot of loyalty on Nissa this turn, because Nissa's gonna plus up to 5. We drop a forest. We play out the journey. The journey gets to play a second land. We drop out the swamp, and now Nissa is just absolutely beast moding it. All right, many journeys is on the field. We get another land down. And Nissa goes to 8. So even if the Tainted Adversary hits Nissa this turn, it only goes back down to 5, which is enough to still alt and get a creature out of our hand or graveyard for free, which doesn't exactly play super well with the board state we've generated so far. We could have done a lot better for sure as far as getting the graveyard filled up. I want to know where the Valakut explorations have been, man. We haven't seen a single one, and it's been 2 games. All right, let's get this down. What's nice though is when the Green Warden gets in, the Nissa is going to trigger every single time 2 times, which is really good. Really, really good. Once we get the Green Warden with a Valakut and a Nissa down all at the same time, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. That is really good. Oh man, that's really good. But how do we maximize this in one turn? I don't know if we can necessarily maximize this turn. We're going to lose a little value whichever way you spin it, because I could lose Nissa. Losing Nissa seems like the best move here, which might seem a little crazy to some people, but the board that we can potentially generate with both the Ancient and the Phylath is nuts. No, I don't want to lose Nissa though. I don't want to lose Nissa, so we're going to play the Ancient Greed Warden first. This is more of a greedy play of trying to keep everything alive. It's not really that greedy though. It really isn't. Now Nissa can alt the Phylath, and the reason I say it's greedy is because we could have got Phylath in and we could have got multiple triggers off of this landfall instead of just the one. But really, there's nothing wrong with just getting 2 triggers off of this. This is totally fine. This is totally fine. But this combo right here, are you guys seeing this? This is wild. This is actually wild. And now the Ancient Green Warden triggers everything 2 times. Every landfall mechanic gets hit twice. So Nissa goes up by 2 loyalty. I get 2 triggers off the Phylath. Like, this is nuts. And we get to play that Evolving Wilds every single turn. So that should be fun. And the fact that they're throwing spot removal at us on one plant is a very good sign they don't have a sweeper. Especially not a sweeper that can get big enough to kill this board. Everything's got 5-7 toughness. That's pretty good. I can't lie, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. Not good enough, but it's pretty good. They have 7 mana still to play with. Wow. Thanks to all of my plants. And it's a Storm of the Festival. Here we go. What's their luck like? My luck with that card? Never good. Their luck not as good either. I can live with that. I can definitely live with that. Both of our creatures are big enough to attack through it, so seems good to me. Man, I need a... Alright, Shigeki needs to come down because I need to fill up my graveyard. I really need to find a Valakut. Alright, Nissa, do your thing. We're gonna thin out the deck here a little bit. Taking out some more lands so we don't draw into those. Plus this. Yeah, take action because it has menace, and then we attack in 5, 6. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. We'll take 6 damage back. If you guys haven't noticed, Nissa, I don't think she's going anywhere. I mean, her loyalty is gonna stay very, very high. Green Warden mixed with Nissa is gotta be one of the most broken things ever. All right, they take all of that damage, by the way. Crazy. They gotta have another sweeper here, I'm thinking. They have to. Why would you not? Well, I guess I say why would you not block there, but it actually is kind of a bad block because you die either way. A Shaya, okay. That's an 8/8 body. That's going to be hard to get through, but if we go wide here, we should be okay. All right. Shigeki activate. Fill up the graveyard here a little bit with some good stuff for Nissa. That's not bad. That's not terrible. Green Warden. Double trigger everything twice. I mean, Nissa's just gonna go right back up to like 10 loyalty here, if not more. All right, and another one. Need the Valakut, bruh. We need the Valakut. I don't know what the heck that card's doing. It's just not wanting to make an appearance. If we had that, this game would have been long over. Well, we give them a bad trade here with the Battle Mammoth, but or we can just wait until next turn. I'm gonna wait till next turn. That's actually an argument to be said that I should have attacked there, actually, because I given them a bad trade with the Battle Mammoth. So we lose a creature, they lose a creature, but then Nissa gets to bring one of them back next turn for essentially nothing. So yeah, attacking in there might have been the move, because they might have given us back a Phylath there. That was silly on my part. So here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to attack in. We're going to attack in, which is lethal anyways, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I was going to say, we're going to attack in here, though, and then use Nissa's ability to get one back. But actually, if you look at the board, we actually have lethal, so that will do it. And they don't give me back the Phylath, which is smart. Unless they have something here. I mean, 1 mana, though. I don't think that anything exists, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it does not exist. And with both these Battle Mammoths dying, the Ashaya actually goes down. Oh, wow, they have something here? Oh, wow, they had something. Okay. And Ashaya dies there because its power goes down after all those other creatures die. All right. And we'll play out another Shigeki. They have to stop all of this damage from getting through because everything is pretty much lethal except for the Shigeki. And even if they do blow up the board, we have Nissa who's at 11 loyalty. Nissa's going nowhere. Nissa is going nowhere anytime soon. Nissa is an unlimited supply of reanimation at this point. No matter what you do to our board state, we've got a lockout on everything because let's just say they sweep the board. We -5 on Nissa. We bring back the Ancient Green Warden. We go again and repeat the process. Nissa goes back up to 10. They blow up the board. Again, repeat. So feeling pretty good. I just wish we would have got the Valakut, man. I want to showcase how broken. I mean, this is broken what we just did, but I mean, broken if you have the Valakut out as well. All of those cards together is insane. Oh man, I love this deck. This is actually so much fun. I'm having a blast right now. I had some Angel Reanimator stuff that we were gonna play by the end of this week. I thought for sure we'd be playing it today or yesterday, but we actually came up with some other ideas that I wanted to explore, this being one of those. But I promise we're gonna have a Mardu Reanimator list for Angels coming soon. I think. I say I promise and then I follow it up by saying I think, which contradicts itself, but I'm gonna try my best. All right, let's get this into play here. I'm gonna play the Riveteer's Outlook, which obviously can trigger the Nissa twice when it comes down, but that would require us hitting another untapped source to make sure Nissa can get down on curve. All right, we grab this. And we're already well ahead of our opponent who's playing mono black, it looks like, which Invoke Despair is a very bad card for us. That's unfortunate, but it is a very bad card. Let's go with Nissa because it doesn't die to the Tenacious Underdog's power of, and we go up to 5 loyalty. Yeah, I'm gonna do it because we go to 5 loyalty. It doesn't kill us. We get to deal a bit of damage as well. And this will transform into a 3/3 next turn, which is a big body to block with it. And I'm hoping we can from there kind of go off. We'll go ahead and cycle out the Tanuki, which, by the way, cycling the Tanuki is a good reason why we have the corpse explosion as well in the deck. Oh, let's go. That's huge, but it doesn't allow me to get the Tanuki down. I can do the Tanuki. It comes in tap though. Yeah, shoot. Unfortunate. I think I have to prioritize this play. Unfortunately. Just keep smacking them with these 3/3s, man. That's all we can ask for. Oh, you dirty dog. You dirty dog. All right, that's fine. I mean, you want to use some removal spells. I get it. Use it on the land. It makes the most sense. Gosh darn it. That slows down the progression of our deck quite a bit there. Wow. They're doing a pretty good job of annoying me. Yeah, I think I have to block this, right? I think so. We're in a pretty bad spot here. I don't think this is great. What's happening to us at the moment? All right, let's go ahead and untap this one. Wait, which one do we care about losing? I guess let's untap the green source. And I don't think they're gonna have removal for 1 here, obviously. So let's get that in there. All right, so now we got a Valakut down though. So I'm hoping now we can look to get some value off of that. They really want to kill this Nissa, which is a totally fair thing to want to do because it is going to be a nightmare for them to deal with. But can't seem to get everything on the field at the same time, which is a bit of a bummer. Wow, we just can't find anything, huh? They just took our only creature out of our yard too to get the explosion off. We are not looking so great right now, ladies and gentlemen. Just can't find lands right now, and the lands are basically we have a really nice car with no gas. We have a great car. Car has no gas in the tank right now, so we're going nowhere at the moment. We need to find the gas. Shoot, that's not helpful, is it? Nope, it's sure not. It's sure not. Oh man, we're screwed. We're screwed. Their deck kind of contradicts itself though, because you got the graveyard trespasser and you've got the scavenger kind of working against each other a little bit here. But hey, we get a stomper in. That's pretty helpful. It's pretty helpful. It's a Shigeki. Ugh. I need something better than that. Man, Shigeki counts as 2 creature types. How wild is that? Or it counts as 2 card types for this. All right, well, I think the writing's on the wall on this one. I don't think there's anything I can do. We had a sweeper, but they did just eat the only potential way to deal with the board. So I'm gonna just go ahead and decline this, take the damage, and say good game. We just couldn't find the lands. It was what it was. If only they would have given us a few basics there, we would have been in the mix. All right, we knew we were gonna struggle with mono black. Mono black's tough just because of things like Invoke Despair. Hitting all of our enchantments, planeswalkers with that card is pretty brutal. So we knew we'd struggle there, but I did go ahead and make a few adjustments though to avoid any sort of problems with hitting mana. I added 2 more lands in the deck, made a couple cuts, but ultimately I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay now. I think this is going to help a lot. Trying to get more lands going, because we're basically, this deck is basically a car. It needs gas, and the lands are the gas, so we need that to get going. So this is an 0/4 flying enchantment that says what now? At the beginning or end step, you may pay 1 if you do. Target player mills X cards, where X is the number of shrines you control. We don't like that. We don't like that, and those are flying, so we might as well recall this and try to fill up our graveyard here and look for a land that we find a good one. Wow, we just milled out cards we did not want to mill. It is what it is. These are like the 3 cards I really need in my hand. Everything else is okay to be milled. Those are the 3 cards I need in my hand. But Shigeki, though, can reclaim some of it, but not the Nissas. And we just lost the second one. Wow. All right, we might want to go grab the Valakut, though. I don't know. Don't know. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Do we just try to blow up the board? I feel like if we blow up the board, we get countered here. I'm almost certain of it, so I'm going to just play out this. They allow it. They allow it. And let's go ahead and try, man. Let's see if we can pull it off. I highly doubt it, though. They can't draw a card yet with the Merfolk. It's not at 8 yet. But, okay, they Fading Hope that back to their hand. That's a good sign. I mean, at least we stopped the Windrobber and get a little bit of value off that card. I really didn't think we were actually going to even pull that off. Thought for sure it'd be countered. All right. Stomper comes in play. Stomper then grabs another green. And let's go ahead and play this down. Let's grab another green. We are very much lacking in the green department. Decline. At the beginning of combat, I can tap this down and then make them get a 1/1 fish. But right now, I don't really care. I mean, give me the damage at this time. I don't really mind. Do your worst. All right. Now we get another body to block with here. Gosh, I just don't know what to do, man. I think Shigeki's got to go get this Valakut. I really do. I think it's got to grab this Valakut. And then we'll play it right away and then hopefully find some good stuff off the top here. As long as it doesn't get countered, but we'll see. It does, in fact, get countered. Wow. All right. We do get countered on it. What a weird deck we're up against here, man. I don't know what to do. Not going to lie. I'm going to hold both these lands. I understand that I can play them out right now, but there's almost nothing off the top of the deck that we can't play with this much mana on the field. So I'm going to hold the lands to try to prioritize the landfall triggers off of the things that we may have in the deck. And they just milled half my deck. Down to 19. That's still a really good attack for them if they want to swing in there, but they choose not to. All right, well. Shigeki's cool. At least it gets us something, right? At least it gets us something useful. I think that's the move. I think that's the move. We're a little bit behind still, though. Obviously, if they mill us out even more, we're in trouble. Hopefully the top decks aren't very good. Oh, what a top deck for us, though. That's gonna get us pretty close to lethal if wow, it saw it coming. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I thought maybe we get that through, but nope. Let's see what cards we have left in the deck that could potentially help us here. Not a lot. Not a lot. I guess the Stomper, though, is pretty good. We're going to decline. We don't want to get milled out here, so we'll just decline. Keep our deck as healthy as possible from any sort of mill spells. Opponent had no playables these last couple of turns. Going to play this out. Obviously, more damage is better. We might have to just grind this one out, man. Grind it out to the end. We do have the Stomper, though. I mean, it's doing its thing, so we put him on somewhat of a clock. Man. Decline. That's not bad. That's not bad. Can we do anything to harm? Fortunately, no. Decline, no attacks, and then what do we do? What do we do? We got to get rid of this thing. How do we get rid of this thing? I just don't know. They got such a nice... Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Money in the bank. Money in the bank. All right. Let's get this damage through. There's the scoop. Oh my God, what a game. That was a close one, man. We got by the skin of our teeth, man. Those Krakens are no joke. I obviously could have tapped it down too to get some combat damage through, but then we would have been dealing with the 1/1 chump blockers and only getting one of these through. So I'm super glad we top decked that binding. It was our one of two, so we had a pretty good chance of hitting it. Yeah, we had options, man, but we were just afraid that they were going to find that mill spell, you know, the Tasha's, before we found our solution. So thank God. All right, one last game for the road, and we'll close it up with this one. So hopefully we have a little bit better of a game than that last one. I don't know why I didn't have a lot of fun playing that one, but it was probably because it's mill. Probably because it was mill, but hopefully we have a good game here though. Kicking things off with the Shigeki into a exploration. This is fine. This is fine. I think I'm gonna drop one of these tap lands first though. Get this out of the way. I love having the Tanuki with the explosion. I think that's such a clutch combination to have. We're gonna go for green just in case we draw into, like, let's say a Stomper. We're gonna want the extra green. This is an Esper build. An Esper build. Let's see if this gets countered. It does not. No interaction. Love it. Okay. No interaction on 2 for our opponent, which means probably no counter magic, I hope. Acquisitions expert. Okay, what do we want to discard here? Probably believe it or not, I think Tanuki is the card to discard here. Obviously I know it's a ramp spell, but I don't think I'm going to want to play it over anything else, and it does open up the explosion. So let's get that out of the way. The lands, like I said, they're the fuel to the deck, so let's try to get those going, and the Valakut as well. No attacks. Let's go. It's time to game. It's time to game, baby. We got the main engine piece down. A bunch of lands here, and we have a great sweeper if we need it, as long as they don't, you know, as long as they don't exile my graveyard and stuff. They might Meat Hook Massacre here for 2. That could be okay. I was gonna say that's kind of a strange play there, but it is feasible that that'd be what they want to do. All right, I am going to play this out just in case we hit a Stomper off the top here. Not a Stomper. Okay. Pass the turn. Let's make another block here, and then let's just do the Jukai bounce, Shigeki bounce here. Do the old Shigeki bounce. You feel me? All right, what do we got? Opponent hasn't played anything yet, though, so I'm guessing it's Wandering Emperor. Memory Deluge or Wandering Emperor. Those are the only 2 things I can imagine this next card being. Nothing, huh? They were holding priority though. Pretty interesting. A Hive. That's a card I don't want to see at all. All right, let's make a block here and then bring Shigeki back to the hand. No lands. It's not good. That is not good. We just hit absolute gasoline. We needed all of those cards. That's not good. Okay. Poof. Very, very bad. Very bad. And then they play out a Kato, which I can blow up with the explosion. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get a playable card here. Let's get a Black Source. Double green lands here. All right, well, let's get the Shigeki back in here. back into play, making good blocks. Bounce the Shigeki back to hand, blow up the board potentially this next turn, getting rid of, you know, Kato and whatever sort of nonsense they might want to play out here. Rafine comes to mind. Acquisitions expert again, not a big problem. I do think we dropped the green here. We're getting pretty close to ancient Green Warden territory, so the Shigeki might want to channel that back. We'll see. All right, this pointless attack here, I don't know what that's about. Again, unless they're trying to meat hook for a cheaper value, I don't see why they would be doing that. Oh, I guess to draw a card this time because of Kato. I forgot Kato. That makes sense. Okay, I immediately eat my words. Ooh, that's a card. That is a card. Let's go ahead and do this. See if we can hit a good land here and not get absolutely destroyed by our own ability here. Nice. Okay, we get a land. We do get a land. Another land. Yep, we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna explosion. And by the way, we're doing bits and bits of damage here. Oh, that's a good card though. Ooh, if I had another green source, this would be money. Oh, I don't need another green source. Oh wait, I do need an on-tap land though. Shoot. I wish I could play you, but I can't. I can't, not today. All right, let's get this board cleaned up a little bit. Let's get this board cleaned up a bit here. Excuse me. Just swallowed dust or something. All right. Interceptor. Oh, you dirty dog. You dirty dog. Oh my gosh. Well, that is technically more targets for us to hit next turn, but it does slow me down significantly because I was hoping to play out the Phylath next turn. I was hoping that that priority hold that they had there was going to be for like a Wandering Emperor, and we put him in a really bad spot, but nope. It's a life-gaining Obscura Interceptor. Very, very bad, because now they're going to go ahead and exile a card from our graveyard. We know which one it's going to be, and then it's going to force us to make a bad decision on the Corpse Explosion, which I hate to see. Yep. I knew it was going to be that one. But hey, they are tapped out. Pretty much. So we do have a good shot at this, but Kato survives, unfortunately, thanks to their insolence. Or do I just give up on that idea and just go straight in for the Phylath here? I mean, there's an argument to be said to do so. Because I don't want to give up the Green Warden from the graveyard, even especially when it doesn't even kill Kato. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go for the Phylath here. Man, if we yeah, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. A Green Warden again. All right, this will at least stop our opponent from getting through our defenses here with the Hive. This will at least slow that process down a bit. And we got him down to 17. There's nothing they can do as far as attacks go unless they're willing to sweep up the board, which is definitely a potential possibility. It's not looking good for us, man. They are definitely, I would say, in the driver's seat here, but I don't know. I just don't know. I like that they're using spot removal for the Phylath, but it is exiled now, which is a bummer. It's a bummer. That leaves me with 2 more, right? Yeah, I got 2 more in the deck. Bring back the discard effect, sure. I hope they take the journeys here. They do. They can't really attack into this without losing some value. Oh, come on. They have another one, really? They really have another one. Crazy. All right. Well, that makes my job a little easier with the corpse explosion. I'm definitely going to be playing it. Gosh, how annoying. What a nuisance of a deck this is turning out to be, huh? Well, I think they anticipate me actually using the explosion this turn, so they're probably going to send all their life linkers through, or not. They're just going to walk right into the 4/5 to draw a card with Kato. Okay.
Thanks. I'll be taking that now.
Let's see what we hit. Another eruption is actually pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. That might have to be our win con here. Send this through, see if we can get some damage off on it, because if they allow this, that'd be a big mistake. All right, they don't allow it. We might end up milling ourselves out though with a double Valaka exploration. I don't know, man. I don't know. All right. I'm gonna do the Stomper, and the reason I'm gonna do the Stomper is just because we can't kill the Kato anyways. So we're just gonna... Gosh darn it, man. All right, let's play Shigeki out. I don't know if I wanted to play Shigeki there or if I wanted to just look to cycle it this next turn. Shigeki's going to mill more cards off the top of our deck, which is going to get us closer to self-milling, which is not what we want to see. Double Valaka is nice, but it's gonna mill us very, very quickly here. And the opponent's done a really good job of basically taking care of every single threat we might be throwing at them, whether that be tokens, you know, our graveyard effects. They're discarding key cards out of our hand. It's not looking very good for us. But we're putting up a fight. We're putting up a fight nonetheless. Shigeki can get us a land here on this next go. We can get another explosion and then blow up the board again, killing all their planeswalkers, which is nice. They tapped out, so that's a pretty big misplay, on my opinion, of how they did this, because they didn't take into account Shigeki's ability to bring back the corpse explosion, which I wouldn't either normally. Normally, I wouldn't even think twice about something like that. All right, hopefully we just get one off the top here. We don't. One, two, and then one, two. Yeah, I can only do one. I can only do one. All right, that takes care of everything there.
I'll try again later.
Do what I demand.
And that gives us another Warden in the yard, another Nissa in the yard, all things that I kind of need, which is kind of what I was afraid of happening here. The synergies are not lining up this game, unfortunately. Things are just kind of going sideways for us at the moment. Let's see, 17 cards left in the deck. I need a Phylath off the top or something. A Nissa or a Phylath, something decent. All right, let's drop this because we may hit a Nissa or something like that. There's a Phylath. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. So you're saying there's a small chance. Corpse explosion is interesting. But I'm gonna take the Shigeki. And that way I can get the corpse explosion back if I need it. And then we'll end our turn here. And then hopefully we can close this game out, man. Hopefully we can close it out with the board state that we currently have. Obviously, I'm worried about the Oblivion hitting the Phylath because we're not going to be able to do anything about that. But the Shigeki, you know, it can go ahead and pull back a Phylath for us here. And pray that it's enough damage. That's the thing, right? We just got to pray it's enough damage. 2 cards left in our opponent's hand. This is another nail biter for sure. Another nail biter, absolutely. We're going full send here on this next turn. It's going to be all or nothing. Otherwise, we're going to end up milling ourselves out. So we got to spread this damage as wide as possible and hopefully close out. If they kill Shigeki here, that would be wild. I would love that actually, because then I wouldn't have to worry about the Phylath, unless of course they have another Oblivion in hand. That would be really sad. What are they doing? Yeah, that's what I thought we were gonna do here. Gosh, 11 cards in deck here. It's really coming down to it, huh? Really coming down to it. I need to get a Nissa, man. A Nissa would solve all of our problems, because a Nissa would, 2 Nissas in our cards of 9. Oh man, a Nissa would be so good, but then we'd be wasting this without... Do I have enough mana to pull this off? That's the thing, right? We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mana here. So two of these. Do we have another Phylath in the deck? Oh, we don't. Sorry, I don't know what the move is here. I don't know what the move is here. I think it's this. I think it's the Shigeki pullback here. All right, we should hit a Nissa now off of this, I would imagine, right? The odds are really high. Okay, we did hit a Nissa. That's so clutch. That's actually super clutch. Okay. But is that what we want to do, or does the Shigeki play make more sense? 2, 3, 4. And then we get back the Phylath. The Phylath is 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's enough. All right, we're gonna go for the Phylath. Oh, Phylath. Oh, Phylath is legendary. Phylath is legendary. Oh no, 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 no. Oh man, I don't know how to do this. This is the only way there is to do it, unfortunately. Unfortunately, this is the only way to do it. All right, it's not going to be enough. Oh no, it's not going to be enough. Well, the good news is we might not mill ourselves out here. I mean, we... 1, 2. Yeah, we're not going to mill ourselves out here. We might actually be able to do this. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I'm so sorry. We're really thinking hard here. Shigeki not being able to pull back a legendary card actually made this a lot harder than I anticipated. So what we're going to do is we're actually just going to play one more land here, which in turn is going to hit 2 more Valakuts, which should not bother us too much. All right. We get back Phylath.
I did all I could.
We get back the Phylath. Hopefully their hand here isn't, you know, isn't what it could potentially end up being, which is really dangerous. Okay, we blow up the Edgar. Blow up the Edgar. Oof. And then we have 1 Evolving Wilds here, which isn't necessarily going to... Okay. I mean, it still died, so I guess that's fine. Resolve. Decline. Shigeki down. Let's just try to get as much damage through as possible. Get this in. 4 damage. They're down to what, 11? I don't know if it's going to be possible, guys. We're going to hit them for 2 here off the Valakut. And then next turn, it all comes down to this. They have 1 card available plus a Hive as a blocker. We've got a 7/7, a 4/5, a 1/3, and then, you know, the Evolving Wilds hits. It only hits 1 time, though, because we don't have another land in the deck to grab. So that's 8. I think it's 9 potential damage, but like they get the life gain. I think we're gonna lose this by 1 here. The Wandering Emperor though does hit the exile. Is there anything in here that does the trick here? Let's do this. 8, 9, 10. I think I won, guys. I think I actually won. My goodness gracious, I think I won. I think I did it.
I'm never done.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I can't believe I won that game. Oh my god, that was so tough, man. That was so tough. We had to navigate through so much. Oh my god, I can't believe we pulled that off. I can't believe we pulled that off. Literally by 1 HP. GG. That is going to conclude today's gameplay portion of the video. We are going to break the deck down now and show you guys just what we were doing when we put this thing together. But before I do so, I just want to say huge shout out and thank you to everyone who made it this far into the video. It means a lot more than you might know. It means a lot because the YouTube algorithm loves to see watch time and it will pump my videos out to more people. So thank you so much for that support. I do appreciate that a lot. With that being said, where'd my camera go? There we are. With that being said, sorry, I took my camera off. With that being said, let's talk about the list. Okay, so obviously Nissa, the build around today. This is the card I really wanted to play and try something new with that I haven't done yet. And I think that, you know, Nissa was a pretty cool build around. It's just a very narrow build around. There's not a, you know, there's a very fine line of what it does and doesn't give you a lot of options to work with because, you know, you're gonna have to have landfall mechanics built into the deck if you're gonna get the full value out of Nissa, right? So of course the deck now we've gotten narrowed down to landfall. Now how can we get creative with landfall and still use her -5 ability and get advantage from that? So we had to go landfall / reanimator type of a situation, which was pretty cool because Valakut, it plays really well with Nissa, and I thought this was a great addition to the you know, the combo with her because it fills the graveyard, it gives us card advantage, and it plays really well with the landfall mechanic. So from there we kind of had our base. We knew it had to be JUND. And then I decided on Shigeki because I played it recently and I thought this worked extremely well with the idea as well because we get to extra lands, it fills up the graveyard, it's accomplishing everything that these 2 cards want to see. And then I also knew we were going to be slow. I knew if we're getting Valakut down on turn 3, Nissa down on turn 4, our curve's not looking exactly super aggro, or, you know, our board state's not looking very wide. So I knew we would need some form of a sweeper. And I thought a 3-drop sweeper is pretty darn good, especially when we're filling up our graveyard as it is passively. So I thought I'd give this thing a try and see just how good it could be for us. And it turned out to be pretty darn good. Being able to decide on what power creature we drop in order to get the value out of it is pretty phenomenal, man. You know, we were able to sweep the board light if we needed to keep our bigger things alive, or we were able to go really big with the Tanuki being 6 power. You know, it was a nice little addition to the deck that I thought worked pretty well. And then Tanuki was a very late addition. I didn't even know about this common card for a long time. We were playing this, you know, these games over and over and over, and I was trying to, you know, what's the word? Refine the deck as we went. And I ran into this card and I was like, wow, that actually makes a lot of sense because not only is it a huge body to reanimate and put some 1/1 counters on, but it's also got this channel ability attached to it where I can just ramp right away. And then I've got a huge target for the explosion. So I thought it worked really well with the deck. And then I needed to, you know, I like the life gain mechanic on the many journeys. This card is really cool in this deck. And then Stomper made a lot of sense because of the additional lands as well. And it's also another big body because we needed enough bodies to where the Corpse Explosion makes sense and the Nissa's ability makes sense as well. So we needed a lot of creatures that not only came into the battlefield, but also contributed to the land and the growth of the deck. And then we had another finisher placed in the deck, Phylath, just because I didn't think Valakut was going to get the job done every time. So Phylath was another really great addition. And then a Green Warden, of course. I mean, you guys saw how good this can be. Doubling up on all of our landfall triggers makes Nissa basically alt almost every turn. And then being able to just bring back these, you know, sacrificial lands over and over again is really nice. And then a Binding was just a really great addition because it's a removal tool, but also gives us that additional land. But I thought the deck, you know, once we got around to the Corpse Explosion, the rest of the deck kind of built itself. It was pretty nice. But yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun. It's very interesting. It's very hard to kind of pilot just because there are so many different things you're looking to trigger at different times. You've really got to prioritize what you're going to cause trigger first. You know, like, do you want Nissa to get, you know, the landfall trigger first, or do you want to try to finagle another creature in like a Phylath and then try to hit a land, which is then going to trigger both of them? You got to try to maximize all of the landfall triggers by playing certain things in certain priorities. But yeah, I'm pretty sure plenty of people, the nitpickers especially, are going to have a field day with, you know, some of my plays that I made. I don't know. I thought I played pretty well, but every time I post a video and I think I play pretty well, somebody lets me know otherwise. So I'm sure it's going to be out there. But I had a lot of fun. That was the main thing, right? And that last game was crazy. I can't believe we were actually able to pull out the W. I'm sure I missed a lot of opportunities in that one in particular. That's the game that scares me the most just because of how long it went on. But I ultimately got the W, so I'm pretty happy. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to touch base on with the rest of this deck. Gosh, I thought I had something else I wanted to bring up and say about it. I can't remember though, so I hope I was able to answer all questions and let you guys know how it went down. But if you guys have any ideas on how to make the deck any better, by all means, let me know in the comments down below. Would love to hear your thoughts. And with that being said, a huge shout out goes to the Marty Mob. I want to give a huge shout out, especially to the Marty Mob today in particular, because on Wednesday, our live stream, we had a lot of new members come through on the channel and become new members of the Marty Mob. And I just have to say thank you to every single person, because I am blown away at the amount of people and support I have on this channel. And we just recently hit 7,000 subscribers this week as well. A lot of landmarks are being hit, and I'm so grateful for everything and everyone who's been a part of this journey and who's been supportive and kind and just the best, man. Thank you guys for watching the content. It means the world to me. Yeah, I can't say enough about how much I appreciate every single person. Even, you know, just if you clicked on this video today, thank you. That's all it takes, man. And it means a lot. So I appreciate it. It felt like getting a little sentimental here at the end, because I wanted to make sure you guys know how much I appreciate you. And we are on the road now to 10,000. If we can do it by the end of the year, that would be phenomenal. We got a new set release coming up, which I'm super excited about. And yeah, the future looks pretty awesome, guys. We'll see you guys on the next video, which will be Monday. And yeah, guys, that'll do it. I'll see you guys then. Till next time, peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Fizzy, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. Yeah, MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap.